Carrington Mosley heads back out onto the field. 29 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Frankie Hickson has 68 yards rushing in this game. Mosley tackled just as he got back to the line of scrimmage again. No surprise, it was Henderson who made that tackle.
Now you see Duquesne using their timeouts.
Henderson with 16 tackles, 8 solo stops. Make that 9 solo stops for Henderson. Our Hardy's star of the game goes to this guy, no doubt about it. A.J. Hines, 79-yard touchdown run early in the game. Just outran Liberty's defenders. Wasn't a doubt there, and he's going to
Duquesne. Well, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes 26 seconds.
Talk about a tale of 2 halves. The second half has been a lot different. Weather-wise, certainly, as the rain has come down harder, and you get a look at it there, but also in just how these 2 teams have played.
He's our Hardy star of the game, and as we've told you, 25 rushing attempts, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the 79-yard run early on, and then a 50-yard run in the second quarter. Mosley's trying to give him a little run for his money. She's played really well here in the second half. That's Hickson, who carries for 5 yards. It's going to be third down, or excuse me, Mosley, who carried for 5 yards.
Timeout, Duquesne. Their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Duquesne taking the timeout here, so they've got 1 left. What about the defensive play of the game, brought to you by Church Mutual Insurance?
Well, Hines involved on both ends of this deal, right? Player of the game, wrong end of the defensive play of the game as Lucas Irons forces the fumble, recovers the fumble, and then throws it down in the turnover trash can.
And that's what causes Liberty to have the opportunity of scoring the go-ahead touchdown just a few moments ago, and the Flames lead it by 3.
Well, it's about as simple as this. Liberty's able to get the first down here. They can pretty much put this one away.
Please set the play clock to 25 seconds.
Make sure you stay with us. Post-game coverage on Facebook Live. Connect with Liberty Flames Athletics. Liberty Flames Athletics for continuing coverage after we go off the air on LFSN's Facebook Live. Third down. Hickson, excuse me, picks up a yard. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah. Well, Duquesne did their job. Got the stops.
Timeout, Duquesne. Their third and final timeout of the half.
Used their last timeout.
30-second timeout.
And now they're going to have an opportunity with just over 2 minutes to go. No timeouts, but again, in the college game, it's not as important because the clock stops on first downs. But they're going to have an opportunity here to see if they can tie or win this thing in the final couple of minutes. It looks like they're having a little fun over there. Assistant coaches pushing each other around, laughing. Well, he's not laughing right now. I don't know if you could read his lips there. He's mad about something, but they're going to give themselves a chance. And that's why it's so important when you see teams have to waste a timeout. You think, it's not that big a deal. Well, it's huge because if they didn't have 3 timeouts there, this is a different ball game. But they did have all of their timeouts. They were able to use them effectively, and their defensive line did the job. And now they're going to give themselves a chance to tie or win this thing in the final moments. Big punt here for Trey Turner. Need a good snap. Need to hang on to that wet football.
Turner a little bit off the side of his foot. Going to go out of bounds around midfield.
That wasn't what you were looking for there. They're going to get good field position. The official still keeps coming, and they're going to get it at midfield.
Yeah.
Well, goodness, they have a great opportunity here. Now, keep in mind, their kicker dome it. Solid kicker, but they don't really like him from long range that much. Doesn't have a big leg. Gill, their other kicker, not nearly as accurate, but they use him for longer field goals. So that's kind of what we're working with as we come down the stretch here. Both of those guys that made field goals this year, both of them have kicked a long of 41.
Matt, something that just rings in my head is gap integrity.
Well, needs to be coverage responsibilities right now and get them to the ground.
Pass caught by Taylor, tackle made by Peters. Gain of 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Haven't heard a lot from Peters in this game after such a great game a week ago. He's got 3 tackles on the night. Stewart in trouble. Throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd down 5.
Well, somebody just heard from Jeremy Peters there. Goodness. That was Kellen Taylor. He knows number 2 can deliver a hit. 3rd down, obviously, they'll go for it on 4th if they don't pick it up here. Minute 40, still plenty of time.
Dukes have no timeouts remaining.
Good pressure on the last play from this Liberty defensive line. They've been making Stewart a little uncomfortable in the pocket here the last couple of possessions.
Stewart wants to pass. It is it incomplete? Incomplete, almost picked off.
Well, we go a whole game without saying Jeremy Peters' name, and now 3 plays in a row. He steps in and does some work. Batted that one in the air and that close. 3 flames around it. And now it's going to come down to this play, 4th and 5. Stewart's been trying to go at Peters here on this possession. I'd be surprised if he does it again. Fine, where is Nahari Crawford? Number 1 in the slot to the left. Their leading receiver. Keep an eye on him.
The pass incomplete. Liberty takes over. Liberty's defense has just played amazing football here in the 2nd half.
And how about Lucas Irons? That kid has been a difference maker for this Flames defense here in the 2nd half, as he has played probably his best game of the season. The officials getting together.
Got pretty intense there at midfield, but I don't see any penalty markers.
Nah, if there was anything, it would probably be after the incompletion anyway.
After the play, they're all setting personal fouls on each team. Number 54 on Liberty, number 57 on Duquesne. Penalties all set. 1st down, Liberty.
Duquesne has no timeouts remaining.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
All Liberty has to do is take a couple of knees, not lose it. Next LFSN network broadcast coming up, Gardner-Webb versus Liberty in men's soccer quarterfinals. That's coming up on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So the teams get set as it continues to pour here, and the fans who have stayed throughout are going to be rewarded with a Liberty win and what looked like it wasn't going to happen, Matt, at halftime. I mean, it just was looking pretty rough.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear Turner Gill's press conference, and of course you can hear it on our Facebook Live postgame show. But whatever they said at the half, whatever message they gave to their players, they took it to heart, and they played an entirely different kind of ball game, especially on the defensive side in the 2nd half.
November has been amazing for Liberty under head coach Turner Gill. 9 wins, 2 losses here at Williams Stadium during the month of November, and the Flames have 1 more game here this season at Williams Stadium. It's next Saturday against Presbyterian. Flames will have to run 1 more play. Buckshot Calvert, 23 of 46 passing, 211 yards. And that's going to do it. Turner Gill picks up the win An intense game, but he never seemed to be in doubt on the sideline. He stayed patient and calm and stays with it through to the end. And whatever his halftime pep talk was, it obviously made a big difference.
Good character shown from this team. They were challenged in the first half. They were, in a lot of ways, embarrassed in the first half. But they bounced back, showed some toughness, showed some heart, and found a way to win this one when, as you said, it sure looked like it was going the wrong direction.
Buckshot Calvert wins his 10th game as a starter and ties a Liberty record in the process. We're going to take a break. We'll return with our great team in the studio for post-game coverage in a minute.
This Big South Network game is brought to you in part by Hardee's, eat like you mean it. Utz Snacks, get snacking. And Geico. Big South alumni could save even more with an alumni discount from Geico. Visit geico.com/Big South today.
Listen, we've all got to make choices. If you're hungry and you got $5, you could eat this stuff that the meat, bean, cheese randomizer Kiero'd into a box.
Taco Guacarito Supreme.
Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, drink, fries, and look at this fresh baked cookie. So it's a choice, I guess. The $5 All-Star Meals. There's 4 of them, and there's no better way to spend $5. Only at Hardee's.
The running of the Bulldogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico.
This is where heart rules hype, where teamwork triumphs, and hard work reigns supreme. This is what happens when a hunger for success meets a relentless drive to be great. Here we go. This is where nothing is given and excellence is earned. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Today's post-game report is presented by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
Well, the Flames battle back and win this one 27-24. An absolute fantastic contest by them. And, guys, it was really just a difference of...
They came in, they were a different-looking team there in the second half and just played it. Like, who were they in the first half? And then they came out in the second, were just tremendous.
Yeah, somebody, like, changed uniforms or something. That was a different team in the second half. I mean, in the first half, you saw nothing really working on offense. You had numerous mistakes, even though your defense created 3 turnovers and you weren't able to score after anything. You had a running back that you gave up 214 yards against. You saw the exact opposite in the second half. That defense shut out the entire offense. They only allowed A.J. Hines 39 yards on the ground. What a tremendous story of resilience, where a lot of people thought they probably couldn't come back, but you saw a different team in the second half.
The passing game was tremendous in the second half as well. I think a lot of shorter passes, and that'll lead us. It's actually a long pass that gets us on this one, our Carter Bank and Trust play of the game. It's B.J. Farrell. This capped off a 17-0 run for Liberty.
Yeah, I think what happens here is obviously you have Buckshot getting the confidence and gaining his confidence back in B.J. Farrell. He went to him maybe 3 times in the first half, and when he comes back into the second half, he goes straight for him and says, "You're my guy. I still trust you. Go up and get the ball." And that trust obviously was well developed and earned with B.J. Farrell as he caught that touchdown that kind of led the Flames back into the game.
Let's look here at our Geico game at a glance. The final numbers on this one. And the yardage there, Duquesne was getting it done. It's really it's so impressive, really, just how well Liberty did in the second. If you watch the first half at all, they were just running through the Liberty line like at will. But then the second, Liberty just shut it down.
Yeah, you finally got a score off of the turnover in the fourth quarter there at the end there. But that was a tale of resilience because that front seven on the defensive side did not have a great game in the first half. But you came back, and the shutout is just amazing. I can't talk enough about that. How they were able to build pressure and totally shut down that offense.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves. Just like you guys said, it was a tale of two halves. The defense came out in the second half and played their tails off. And when they did that, it wasn't just guys that couldn't make the play. We knew we had the guys to make the play. Liberty has guys that can make the plays every single time, and it was just being in the right place at the right time.
And I'll say this as well. The offensive line played a decent game. Liberty's offense had 295 yards rushing, thanks to the offensive line.
We bring back Mike and Matt, and Turner Gill once again proves to be the November man, guys.
Hey, Matt, so great job by Turner Gill. Whatever his half, he told us when he was going into the half, the locker room, he said, we'll get it all worked out. And he seemed very confident about it. And obviously, he did a great job.
Yeah, he did. You mentioned all the birthdays earlier in the broadcast. Those guys have a happy birthday tonight after the win. Great turnaround, exhausting game, wet game. My tie is all a wreck. I'm worn out after this one. But what a comeback, what a second half, and some real heart shown by this team, and hopefully they can finish the year strong.
Well, just a great win for Liberty, a 3-point win over Duquesne. You